Ladies, if dating feels exhausting, disappointing, and you keep getting the short end of the stick, chances are you are probably making one of these dating mistakes that's keeping you stuck and single. But here's the truth. If you keep running into the same mistake over and over, then it's not that all men are trash or you just have bad luck. The truth is, the issue is you. Your patterns, your energy, how you're showing up, the subconscious parts of you that keep choosing to attract the same experiences that are unfulfilling and very, very far away from love. So if you want to stop wasting your time on men who don't value you, let's dive into the top 10 mistakes that women make when dating that keep them stuck, single, and settling for less. Fair warning, you will probably be called out, probably multiple times, but at the end of the day, you are welcome because this will help you get out of these stuck patterns and find love that you desire. So let's dive in. Number 1, acting like a girlfriend before he's earned it. You've given him all the benefits of relationships, so why would he commit? You just met a guy and already, within weeks, you are cooking him dinner, running errands for him, sleeping over at his place, waking up, cooking him breakfast, cleaning up. You're making sure that he's emotionally supported, taken care of. You are there for it. You've already done it all. And this guy barely knows you. You barely even know him. And what does he do in return? Basically nothing, because he barely knows you and he doesn't value you. You've completely shown up and giving him the title of probably not just girlfriend, but let's be honest, wife. Given him wifey privileges, wifey help, wifey everything. So he has gotten everything that he's probably desired. Why would he want to commit, ladies? And instead of him stepping up, he just pulls back because there's no challenge. There's no pursuit. You just made everything very available. You put it on the table right away. So here's the thing, ladies. If a man gets everything up front without any kind of effort, pursuit, investment, or challenge, he will not value it. He's not going to value you. Why would he if he did not have to work for it? And ladies, I'm going to make this very clear right away. This applies for masculine, healthy men. We're not talking about immature mama's boys, emotionally unavailable, financially dependent, all of those type of boys. We are talking about men here. And true men, if you want to understand men, you have to understand their biology. And true men have to invest into something and earn it so it feels like it's a challenge worthwhile. And I asked my husband once, why did our relationship work out? What was something that we did right in the beginning? And he said that I didn't give out so easily in the beginning, that I didn't just make myself completely available, that I wasn't just there. That he had to put in some effort. He had to challenge and invest into this relationship, that I wasn't just some easy girl he was just gonna get. And he said the reason why that was attractive, it was attractive for 2 reasons. Number 1, it was attractive that I had standards that, and they weren't double standards, that whatever I desired in a guy, I was holding myself up to that same standard of accountability. And he said, you were a woman who I recognized was worth that challenge and pursuit, because I wanted you, I wanted what you had to offer. And it feels good when a man has to grow up to that level, to that challenge. And when he succeeds, he feels successful. That makes him feel good. So it's a win-win. The next mistake, you text him every time. AKA, you are the micro pursuer. The reason why this is a problem is because men chase what they value. And if he's not pursuing and chasing you, well, what does that have to say about his interest level towards you? You might be telling yourself, okay, it's 2025, ladies, women can make the first move. That's not a problem. Or you're saying things like, okay, this guy's just shy. I'm just going to help him out and make the first step for him. Or maybe you're saying, well, if I don't reach out to him, what if I never hear from him? So you text him first. And then again. And again. And now you're leading this entire interaction and he's putting 0 effort into it. And then all of a sudden you're in this low energy situationship limbo where you guys are quote unquote talking, but it's not really going anywhere because he's not putting in the time or the investment, not into you. I want you to remember, ladies, masculine men pursue what they value. And so if he's not pursuing you, he probably doesn't see you of value. I know that this is a hard pill to swallow, but if a guy cares about you, he will do something about it. If he's not doing anything about it, he doesn't care about you. And the moment you stop the madness and stop chasing him and just let him choose, and if he doesn't choose you, then you know exactly where you stand and you can move on and make some better choices. The third mistake, treating a man like an Instagram reality instead of feeling into compatibility. Your checklist is what is keeping you single and preventing you from seeing a good man. Here's the problem. If you are going on a date and immediately you have these checklists, the same standard checklist that every girl says, oh, is he even 6 feet tall? Oh my gosh, if I'm wearing my high heels, am I taller than him? Does he make at least 6 figures? Is he doing something that's perfectly aligned with my love language? Does he even know what love languages are? Because that's what I value. I value a man who understands love languages and even goes to therapy. And if he misses at least one box, that's it. You've mentally checked out. You decided this guy is not for you. He's not ideal, and you guys have no future together. Meanwhile, while you're stuck in your head overanalyzing or just checking him off, what about you dropping into your body and feeling? How do you feel around this guy? Do you feel safe, admired, feminine? Or are you so stuck in your head that you can't even recognize a good man, even if he literally sits across the table from you? So why does this keep you stuck? The man who's perfect on paper can easily treat you like complete trash. And the guy who doesn't match your superficial checklist might be the guy that's actually genuinely good for you and might adore and love you and want to have a family with you. So don't let your preferences blind you from true compatibility. The fourth mistake is dating for potential instead of reality. Ladies, either a man is showing up now or trying to, or he never will. The way this comes up, and this makes me laugh because this was me for a very long time, is, oh, okay, this guy, he just has so much potential, and once he figures it out, he's going to be so amazing. We're going to be amazing. Or he just needs some time on his feet. He's figuring things out. It's just a rough patch just now. He's just young. Or once he heals, he's going to be the perfect man for me. I can just see it. I know it. So you invest months, if not years, into this project of a man baby. You become his therapist, his motivator, his emotional crutch. And one day if he actually does get better, he leaves you for another woman because he's figured himself out and you don't belong in his future. He doesn't see you in the picture. Ladies, this will keep you stuck because if he's not a great partner now, if you don't see him with his own desire becoming better and growing as a guy, as a human, then you are just wasting your time on hope. And if you keep seeing nothing's changing after months and after years, you best believe that pattern and leave and move on. Otherwise, you will waste your time, you will be drained, you will feel resentful, or like I said, or once he figures himself out, he's going to realize he doesn't want to be with you and he probably will choose to be with someone else. Ladies, I said I was not going to hold back with some of these examples, and hopefully we can somewhat laugh about it, but the reality is truth does hurt, and the point of this truth is not to hurt or expose us, but it's really to cut away the lies that we believe in, that we keep telling ourselves, and start seeing reality for exactly what it is. And with truth, we can do something about that. I can't help someone who is willfully choosing to be in deception. But if you're willing to be opened up and see what's really holding you back, what lies are you believing, and what is the truth, then you have hope for finding the love that you truly desire. Number 5, getting attached too quickly, aka building a fantasy instead of a real relationship. This happens when you go on one good date with the guy, and then he texts you good morning twice. And all of a sudden in your head, you are choosing your baby names. You've already imagined the engagement ring and the whole proposal. You're basically becoming highly attached to someone who you don't even really know. And then he disappears. And then you're devastated, not because of what you've lost with him in this immediate moment, but because of what you've built in your head, and now that whole fantasy is destroyed. Ladies, this is why this keeps you stuck. You can't lose a man that you never actually had. And if you keep building fake relationships in your mind, you're never going to give space for real relationships to grow in real life. Number 6, overgiving as a way to prove your worth. Ladies, a high value woman, a true feminine woman, lets the man earn her. She's not trying to win him through effort. So this happens when you're just trying to be so hard, that girlfriend and that wife. You plan his date. You're bringing him lunch. You're trying so hard to show that you're wife material. You are updating and sharing with him of why you're such a good, smart, awesome catch. You're basically trying to sell yourself on these dates and prove yourself. But here's the real kicker. Masculine men don't care about what you do. In fact, that's not how they fall in love. They fall in love with who you are as a woman, which is so relieving technically, because you don't have to keep proving yourself with all these things that you've done in your whole life. It's just about you, your heart, your worth. That's what real masculine men care about. The reason why this keeps you stuck is if you believe you have to do to receive, to experience love, then you will always attract takers instead of men who just genuinely want to love you and cherish you. Number 7, letting men keep you in the situationship trap. Ladies, if he's not committing to you, then he is committed to keeping his options open. So you might be justifying this and trying to make yourself feel better, which is basically you deceiving yourself. If you're saying things like, oh, we're just going to see where things go. Well, he's just not ready yet. Well, we kind of act like a couple, we basically are, even though he's not technically confirmed it. We're not into labels. The reason why this keeps you stuck is men commit to what they don't want to lose. So if he's keeping it vague, it's because he does not see you as the one, and he just sees you as an option, which means that there might be another better option for him out there. Number 8, trying to change his mind about you. Here's the thing, ladies, if he wanted you, you would know. There would be no doubt about that. If he's not showing interest, he's not interested. If he only hits you up at 11 p.m., he sees you as convenient, not valuable. If he isn't ready for a relationship, he won't be available for one later with you. These are just some of the things that we do to put ourselves in a situation where we have to try to win him over, even though this guy has already decided what he thinks and how he feels about you. Ladies, the reason why this whole situationship mess keeps you stuck is trying to convince a man that you are worthy and worthwhile already automatically lowers your value, at least in his eyes. Number 9, making excuses for low effort men. So if you're saying things like, maybe he's just had a really busy day and he had no time to text me. Maybe he's just so bad at texting, that's why he doesn't ever really reach out. Maybe he's just not that expressive. No, girl, he's just not invested. Ladies, you will stay stuck in this because you will never inspire a man to treat you better by tolerating being treated badly. And number 10, letting fear of being alone keep you in a wrong relationship. Being alone is never as painful as being in a relationship with the wrong person. And the reason this keeps you stuck is the longer you settle, the less space you have for the man who actually wants you to step it up and be with you. Ladies, I know that you have made plenty of mistakes just like I have when I was dating. If you found yourself repeating some of these mistakes and you want to break the cycle of lessons and bring some blessings in your life, click my link below. It's a free training, Activate Your Feminine Charm. You will discover the 3 hidden truths that will make you irresistible to masculine men. Ladies, I went from being single my entire 20s, making all of these mistakes, many of these mistakes, to finally realizing how I was not just the problem, but I was also the solution. And when I discovered how much power I have as a woman, because by the way, women lead in relationships. How you show up, that's what you're going to attract. You're the one that ends up choosing a man. And so when you understand the power that you have and also the blocks that you have to receiving the man, the love that you desire, then you can do something about it. Check out my free training, subscribe to my channel where I share even more tips and inside stories from my life, how I went from being single forever on my 20s to finally doing the inner work, and literally within 2 weeks of just tweaking some stuff, I opened up my heart and I met the masculine, attractive, hot, handsome man that I have now married. So I hope to hear from you, share my videos, and I'll talk to you later.